Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, what you know about bench mob? They're speaking the facts that you wanna hear. They rep a jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. Taking an L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. They clearing the seats, now it's time to grow. Tune in now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my about to blow. We know.
Welcome back to the Bitch Mob episode. We are back for another episode 104. This is episode 104. We are joined by the Big Four. We all here tonight. We're going to start off with Miles, left-handed, smooth operator Davenport over there. Got the lights kind of low, setting the mood. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good, bro.
Hey, for our listeners that can't see, you should go watch it on YouTube. It's available when it comes out. But he really do got the lights down low over here like it's an R&B music video. We got CJ Moneybags here also tonight, who we found out does not know how to work Instagram. He made a post and put it only to close friends, so everybody doesn't see it. CJ Moneybags, how are you doing tonight?
Why do you do that?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Yo, Greg, before Chris even go, Greg, this man, soon as we finish recording our last episode, I'm gonna need that clip that I was talking about with Russell Westbrook and the bust. I'm like, bet, I got you.
How many days did it take to get it to me, bro? No funny. First of all, it was supposed to be clipped on Friday, and then I followed back up on Saturday. He goes, I got you, bro. Why I had to ask this man today? Yo, what's up? Like, bro, I didn't even ask him, right? You know what I did? I did some slick stuff. I went back to the original message where I asked him for it, bro, and I hit him with the question mark on it. You know, I did that. Nah, but man, stop coming for me. I know how to use Instagram, all right? There's just, you don't know how many people are my close friends. I could have 300-400 people up in there. Relax. You know,
who are you hiding stuff from, bro?
Nothing. I just gotta.
Hey, Greg. Now, I don't even know why I brought that up. This is obviously a conversation that's not meant to be recorded. We'll talk about it.
I can't even do my intro. Like, it's crazy.
Rewind. We are joined tonight by CJ Moneybags. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. Go on to Greg, bro. I'm good. You got me messed up.
Greg, Mr. Hot Takes, debate your mother. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. It's been a long day, but the Nets are up by 30 against the stupid Boston Celtics. So I feel pretty good. I feel really good. The Knicks are down 0-1 to the Hawks. It's things just feel right in the world. They gonna play tomorrow night. I got one of my kids missing practice to go to the Knicks game. I said, man, have a fun time watching your team lose tomorrow night, man. But hey.
Sacrifices. We see what's more important. We see what's more important.
They try to go to college ball. They're going to the next game instead. They already in the NBA,
Hey, we're going to start off NFL over and under AFC South. First one, Texans over under 4.5 wins. They have the 15th hardest schedule. I say under. I see something like 3 wins.
Yeah, I say under too. Easily. It's a horrible franchise. I mean, what are we gonna say? If Deshaun gets out from under this case and he plays some football, they may. What's the number again? You said 4?
4.5.
4. Yeah, 4.5.
If Deshaun plays, maybe they touch 4. I don't see them getting any more 4 wins. And that's not nothing against Deshaun's football ability. It's just the roster's just that bad. I don't see how they'd win any game. Yeah, I'm gonna say 4. And now I'm curious who they draft in the first round. I'm curious.
They have a first round pick.
Oh my God! Wow. Yeah, that's not happening.
Just an update real quick concerning Deshaun Watson, he should be able to play this year because his case won't be disposed until early 2022. So at least they're not even going to start like having the witnesses and whatnot deposed until September. So teams, it's being reported that teams are still highly interested in trying to get, Watson through the trade. If not, he might just, I don't know if he'll take that chance of just sitting at home till whenever. But the case don't be deposed until early 2022. So
you don't think he can still get put on the commissioner's exempt list though?
I don't think so. From reports I've read, the NFL isn't really taking it as serious as, some other people. But the NFL, I guess they're like, from what it seems like, their viewpoint on it is basically until he's found guilty, we not going to put him on an exempt list. We're not going to move on anything like that. So
crazy how they move different with AB, but that's a conversation for another day.
Conversation for a whole nother day. Colts 9.5 wins. Over or under?
I like the over.
Oh, you like over? Okay.
How many wins was it?
9.5.
9.5.
I'm gonna give him 8.
I had him 8 too.
I might take the over.
Yeah.
Definitely a chance, but the way Carson played last year, right? Yeah. And got benched, like he's in a whole new system with a whole new team. So I'm gonna give him 8. I feel like that's fair. I feel like it's not saying he's gonna play like dog, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna give him 8. I'm gonna leave it at that.
But they won 11 games last year with Phillip Rivers, who I mean, he's solid, but I think with Carson Wentz being reunited with his old coach, who, the last time they were together, he threw up MVP numbers. I think that we could see a bounce back season from him, and then they're a dark horse, honestly, in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, like the main thing that Carson Wentz did last year that prevented him from succeeding was he held on to the ball too long. If he doesn't change that habit, no matter if he's reunited with his old coach or not, like I can't see them. I see the same mistakes happening. Forcing turnovers, right? Holding the ball too long. Someone comes and knocks that thing out of there. Or he holds the ball too long, right? And forces a bad throw. Like, I don't know, man. Carson Wentz is weird to me. I got mixed feelings about him. I like him a lot sometimes, and then other times he just makes me want to rip my hair out. So I'm going 8.
They got a better line in Indianapolis, too.
They do.
Better line, better receivers. So I think that him holding on to the ball was him trying to just make plays that weren't there. But
fair.
We'll see.
Yeah, for me, it could definitely go the way that Miles is saying. I just don't believe in Carson Wentz. So I'm going to go with 8. Greg, you were saying 14 wins?
No, bro. I think they could win about 10 games. I wonder how many wins they got last year with Phillip Rivers is my question.
11.
11? Yeah, they could win 10 games, man. That team's just good enough all around Carson Wentz to cover up his stink. And if he actually ends up playing pretty well, like if he ends up rehabilitating his career because he still is talented, and they won't need him to go out there and win every single game with his arm the way the Eagles did because they just weren't that good. Yeah, you could see that. You could see a team like that winning 10 games pretty easily, honestly. So depends on the way the schedule shakes out, but I'll take the over. I'll take the over. Why not? It's a coin toss for me. You could either way. You can convince me that they can win more than 10 or lose more than games than they win.
I'll say this: with the team that they have, they should win more than 9 games. Now, will they? Is the question.
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Over under 6.5 wins with the savior of Trevor Lawrence.
I say
I'm going under.
Yeah.
I don't trust Urban Meyer. I'll put it at that. I don't like his decision making since being there.
What's crazy? You do got to take. I wasn't even thinking about that. You got to take that into account. Can't trust Urban Meyer. Look at the decisions he's made all off season.
And who's to say that that doesn't affect the locker room if players don't have respect for him. Like, I'm still not off. Tim Tebow really has a job again as a tight end in a whole new position that he's never played in his life. The man is 34, 35 years old, hasn't played in like over a decade. That alone, I don't even know. If I'm a player, that's not somebody I'm running through a wall for. Like, oh, I don't care how inspirational, motivational speech you could give. I can't rock with you, bro.
I couldn't agree with you guys more. I don't trust Urban Meyer. It has nothing to do with Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence will have a good season. I think he'll play well. I think they've given the ball hope he'll have a good season. I'm interested to see how good it is because the baseline for Trevor Lawrence isn't good. It's how good are you? Because everyone says you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. So how good are you going to be? I just can't wait to watch him play. I'm very excited since he's the greatest quarterback ever, every single draft scout ever. So that should be interesting. But no, they're going to lose a lot of games. I think anytime you take a flyer on Tim Tebow and I know that Tim Tebow may not make the team, but the idea that you guys are even putting that out there to me is just laughable. They're gonna be a laughing stock. And this experiment with Urban Meyer may very well not work. My thing is how long do they keep Gardner Minshew? I'm sure he's still there. How long do they keep him? What are they gonna do there? We see him this year. We don't see him this year because if we do, that means that Lawrence didn't stay healthy. Either way, everything around him is just so bad that around Lawrence is so bad and around Urban Meyer that I just don't see how they win more than 3 games. I think they're gonna be hard.
Hey, Miles, real quick before we transition to the next team. So their first round pick, the first pick that they got for their running back, I don't know if you saw there's reports that they got him playing wide receiver in training camp. What's your take on what Urban Meyer is doing in that regard?
I mean, I guess they're looking at it like you see what Kamara's done, you see what guys like McCaffrey have done, and they're multidimensional. They can split out wide and beat a linebacker, or they can be in the backfield. So I think that's what they're thinking of. He's going to play mainly running back, but they still have James Robinson. So they can have both weapons on the field at the same time. And, again, they have limited weapons. I mean, they have Chenault, who's a solid second-year player, DJ Chark. But besides those two and the running backs, you don't really have much going. So you want to get your playmakers on the field as much as you can.
Hopefully that works out for them. I don't know about Urban Meyer. Everything he does is a question mark for me. Tennessee Titans, over under 9.5 wins. They have the 13th hardest schedule. What's y'all views on their season coming up? I'm going to say 8 wins. And part of the thing, too, they lost some key pieces on the offensive end. And I don't want to wish bad on them, but it's been 2 years in a row that Derrick Henry has led the league in rushing attempts. And now we add another game to the season. I think that might have to play a factor in their season. They're going to have to be able to throw the ball a little bit more to give him some breaks. And I don't know if they decide to, let's say, give Tannehill maybe 30 attempts a game. I don't think it works out. This team literally has to give Derrick Henry the ball dag near 70, 80% of the offensive plays.
They don't have
to. I'm gonna go under just due to the fact that, like you said, but part of my problem with the Titans is they're inconsistent to me in terms of how the effort that they give game in and game out. It seems like a lot of times last year their plan was just to rely on Derrick Henry, and I don't like that at all because if Derrick Henry goes down, then what? And then to your point, they did lose a lot of key players. They lost Adoree Jackson on their defense, who Greg is thrilled about to have on the Giants. They lost Corey Davis to Miles' Jets, and he was a big part of their offense production last year, sometimes even more so than A.J. Brown. So I don't see them competing with teams like they did last year.
Miles, you're saying that it's not needed to give Derrick Henry the ball 70% of the time.
I mean, they don't have to, but he's your best player. So, I mean, as you see, the further in the game they go, the better he gets. Like, and that goes for the season too. The more carries he gets down the stretch, you start seeing these 150-yard games, 200-yard games. That's what happened last year. That's how we got over 2,000 yards. So, I mean, you keep feeding the beast. I mean, he's a top 3 running back in the league right now, and he doesn't even really catch the ball, which that says a lot, especially in this league right now when you kind of have to be multidimensional to be successful and whatnot. But I think they'll get over 9.5 wins, especially if they get Julio Jones, which, you know, AJ Brown's been chatting him up a little bit, saying I'll give up my own number if you come. So we'll see. A lot of things could happen in the next couple months.
Yeah, we definitely talk about.
I thought he said he wasn't giving up his number. He said you're gonna have to rock number 8.
No, you don't have to come up off that number, bro. Like, that's Julio Jones. He's top 10 all time. Like,
alluding to what you just said, though, we're definitely going to talk about that later in the episode. Possible destination for Julio Jones, possible implications for Fox Sports that might happen because of that phone call. Before Greg goes, as CJ just alluded to, 2 of the main pieces that they lost were Curry Davis to the Jets and Jonnu Smith, who went to the Patriots. Those 2 players combined had 216 targets last season. So that's a nice chunk of the offense right there. Greg, over under for Tennessee.
I don't think offense was their problem last year. And they had some losses there, but you know, I think them getting Bud Dupree's a big deal. I think Bud Dupree's gonna be really good for them. I think the defense is gonna be a lot better than it has been. Their secondary was never really an issue. I mean, not as much of an issue as the defensive line was not being able to get pressure. So I'll break heat. I mean, what we're talking about 8.5, 8 wins,
9.5.
9.5. I'll take 9 to 10 wins for them. I mean, I think that they could be competitive and they'll be around that number. I know I'm not giving an under or over. I know I'm not, you know, but I think they're going to be in that range. I think they're going to either win 9 or 10 games. Like, that's really what I think. And if they get Julio, you can tack a couple more onto that because that's a big target for Ryan Tannehill to throw the ball to, and I think there's a good chance he do get Julio. We'll see, but if the pass don't get aggressive. But yeah, I think I'll take that too. I think my odds there with that because I like what they have on offense. I like the system they have, and the 2 most important players they need are guys they have. They have Ryan Tannehill, they have Derrick Henry. Like, they're gonna run play action, they're gonna throw the ball deep. They have AJ Brown still. They have I believe the Tajay Sharp, still that receiver. They have some guys still there. So I'll take it in being in that neighborhood. If I had to put a number on it, I might go over. They're a solid team. They have an identity, and then the NFL has to have to battle. So you get Julio Jones, I'm definitely got to go over.
Sidebar, keeping everybody updated. If y'all aren't paying attention, Nets are up 71-47 right now. 22 for Joe Harris with 6 3-pointers. I believe the record for playoff 3-pointers in one game is 11 or 12. It'd be very interesting to see if he breaks this tonight. He might not play in the second half, how this game is going, but we'll see. We'll definitely talk about that later. NFC West, Arizona Cardinals, over under 8.5 wins, 13th hardest schedule, over under for them. One of the biggest pickups they had in offseason was J.J. Watt as a big addition for them. Over under, I see Miles and CJ were saying over, so y'all can start it off.
Shoot, I'm hammering that over. Like 8.5 wins, that's nothing. Kyler Murray's coming into his 3rd year. He had a breakout year last year. Gets more. They drafted some more weapons for him. He hop another year in the offense. More. They get comfortable. They got, like you said, J.J. Watt on this team now, so the defense is a little better. I think that this is a team that they have a chance to win the division and make a run on that side of the conference.
Yeah, Miles hit the nail on the head. I mean, Kyler Murray going into his 3rd year, right? No more excuses. Training wheels are off. They got him some pieces. The addition of J.J. Watt. If they get Julio, I know D-Hop was making a pitch for him too. Imagine having DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, and they just added A.J. Green, who's a 7-time Pro Bowler in the offseason, who will be able to come out and obviously give you some production. Stayed healthy all year last year and played every game. So their offense would be crazy, and they have speed with Isabella on the outside as well, or I mean in the slot. So I expect big things from the Cardinals this year, and anything short of division champs would be, highly. It'd be bad.
Under. I'm taking under. They don't run the ball. They don't run the ball. They don't stop the run. They didn't solve any of their problems this offseason. Yes, Kyler Murray was great last year. He was always explosive. He's great. He's great. I have nothing bad to say about Kyler Murray. I don't have anything bad to say about their offense outside of the fact that they don't run the ball and they don't stop the run. And that's how you win football games down the stretch of close games. They're going to play a lot of close games in a division where literally every team is good. There's no bad teams in the NFC West. None. San Fran's going to be back and better. The Rams are going to be back and better and way better. The Seahawks are obviously always great having Russell Wilson. Like, nah, man, I'm taking under. They're in a ridiculous division. Their schedule's hard by default. They're in the best division in football, and then they don't run the ball and they don't stop the run. They should have invested more in their O-line. They should have invested more in running backs. They should have invested more in defensive interior linemen on the defensive line. J.J. Watt's just is a sexy toy. That's what it is. It's a nice toy. That's all it is. It's a Lamborghini when you already had 5 of them jumping. You already had 5. Like, you didn't need it. You didn't need that. So, nah, man, like, I'm taking the under. They don't run the ball. They don't stop the run. And that makes it really hard to win in the NFL. And there's some teams that do that in the NFC. Now, there are some teams that y'all aren't going to expect to be better than the Cardinals that are going to be better than them. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
I see an 8-9 season, too.
Yeah, I don't think they're winning. They're not. No.
Because they're last season, they really could have made the playoffs, but it was not getting stops, not being able to close out close games. Never was a question on a offense. Kyler Murray is top 5 electrifying, top 5 box office to come watch. D-Hop, of course, y'all saw him get busy multiple games last year. But I still think they're just going to be a nice, great team to watch, exciting, high scoring. But I say 8-9. It'll just be a basic, mediocre season.
What was the over-under?
8.5.
They don't run the ball. They don't stop the run. It's that simple. And if you watch football, you can't tell me otherwise. They don't run the ball. They don't stop the run. They're like the fluff team. They're like the NBA team that can go out and score 1 million points, but they can't stop anybody. They
the Mike D'Antoni Phoenix Suns.
That's it. Literally same state, bro.
Same state.
It's crazy. It's like they ripped the page out of Houston Rockets handbook. So yeah, no, I'm sticking with that. I feel good about that.
You mentioned the Rams are so much better this year. The over/under for them is 10.5 wins, 10th hardest schedule. How do y'all see this going for the Los Angeles Rams?
It better be over. They spent all this draft capital to trade for a quarterback who they say is pretty good. So we'll see. I mean, they got 10 wins with Jared Goff playing quarterback. So they better get over 10.5 wins with Matthew Stafford playing quarterback.
You don't know Matthew Stafford's good?
I'm in complete agreement with Miles.
I do, but he's been kind of coddled over there in Detroit. A lot of excuses. There haven't been excuses like, oh, if he's on a better team, we'll see. Well, now he's on a better team, so
they almost killed him in Detroit because they didn't give him anything to work with. They almost killed that guy. He literally almost died on the field. There's an NFL film about it. That dude got his shoulder popped out mid game because they didn't get any O-line help. They lost the best player they ever had in franchise history. Walked away from them because they suck so bad, and we're acting like the people are manufacturing excuses for Matthew Stafford.
No, you talking about Barry Sanders?
One of the Calvin and him. No, Calvin and him in the same breath. Calvin and him in the same breath. Megatron and him are in the same breath.
Okay.
That's fine. However you want to split it, I don't care. The point is, that he didn't get no breaks in Detroit. What? He got a raw deal in Detroit. Everybody who talks about Matthew Stafford has the utmost respect for him in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers will sing that man's praises anytime. He's just as talented as Aaron Rodgers. He's got that level of talent. When you watch him play, you see it. He just played in a garbage organization for the longest time, and he suffered for it. That team's going to win 12 games this year, at the least. 12 games. He makes him that much better. Jared Goff is like a Fisher Price quarterback. Then you go out there and you run out there with a Lamborghini now. You really got something. You're really working with something now. Like you really are. Like you're running on premium gas right now before you run on that regular jump. Then you're running on premium with the Stafford and that offense, and they have everything. They put him right in the perfect puzzle, right there. And now everything's gonna click. Everything's gonna click. I don't know. I'm not overrating Matthew Stafford. I think people underrate him. That's what I think. That's what I think happens. People underrate him. I'm not overrating that guy. He's just that good. So
I wouldn't go as far as saying a Lambo, maybe a 2005 BMW that's on sale. Chris, how do you see their season going?
First of all, let me just say, I don't remember Greg talking this sweet when he got traded.
What do you mean? I literally said, what are you
Miles, you remember Greg talking this sweet when he got
Yes, this film. What you mean?
Nah.
Antonio, I was saying all the same stuff.
No. Greg has been on his high horse for Stafford.
Oh, Greg over here talking real sweet, but over 10 wins for sure. Over 10 wins for sure. I can see them in the 11 to 12 range. I mean, their defense is solid, right? We know they have playmakers at wide receiver with Reynolds and Woods, Cooper Kupp. Like they're good on offense, and getting Goff out of there and getting a quarterback that has established himself and has been in the league for a long time and have, like Greg said, we've seen this quarterback do great things. So I think he's in a good situation. My only concern with Matthew Stafford and the Rams is he's never been a part of a winning organization. This is going to be an adjustment for him, learning how to handle that pressure. Because again, when playoffs come, he's never played in the playoffs. So again, in that type of situation, I don't know how he's going to react to that. But I think he's definitely in a good situation that fits him and fits what they're going to be able to do with the RPO. They have some good young running backs there as well. So the playoffs are his to win, and the division's definitely theirs to win.
49ers over under also 10.5 wins.
Who's starting, Garoppolo or Trey Lance?
Doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but
it doesn't matter.
It matters, but are you saying it matters because if Trey Lance starts, they're gonna have less, or like what?
Yes.
What makes them worse off? Okay,
it's a learning curve. He's played 13 games in college. If he plays this year, they're not playing for the playoffs. They're playing for the future.
I don't know about that. I think they have so much around him that they'd be pretty good. They could feature him into an RPO game. They could that coach is a genius. I think they'd win a lot of games with him like right away. He could play right now, honestly.
He probably could, but I don't think he should.
He's not going to. That's why they keep him Garoppolo for a year. I think by next year, this time next year, we'll be talking about Trey Lance being the starting quarterback and being the franchise quarterback. That's what it's going to be. But no, I think I might have to take the over on that too. Yo. They're just that good. You got to take the over on that too. There's going to be a lot of good teams in the NFL this year.
So if you're taking the over on that, who do you have actually winning the division, Rams or the 49ers?
Rams. Close one. 49ers get in, though. The playoffs.
Right. Over, under, Seahawks, 9.5 wins.
That defense is still garbage. So, I don't know. I feel like they got a lot of issues still unresolved over there. And as great as Russell Wilson is, they've never let Russ cook. So, I don't know. That's kind of it could be 9, it could be 10. I don't know, but they're not going to win the division again.
I think they'll clear that too. I'll go over because it's Russ. I'll say they get 10 wins. But I could easily be wrong here. It's a coin flip deal again. Miles is absolutely right. That team has a lot of holes, a lot of issues. I'm just betting. That's all I'm doing. They got the best quarterback in that division, I think. Yeah.
Don't say it like that.
I'll just double checking. I don't know. Stafford gonna wake some people up this year. I'm not gonna hold you. And like to be quite honest with you, the funniest thing about this whole thing is like I have no problem saying Russell Wilson's the best quarterback in football. I love that. I love that to be the case. I think Stafford's gonna really wake some people up this year. He doesn't run the ball like him, but he's got a better arm than Wilson does. and that junk is accurate. Like he is talented. Yo. He is like the tape. When you watch highlight tape, man, like, it's just crazy. The stuff he was doing in Detroit. So yeah, let's see. Talk to me at the end of the season about that.
Yeah, we'll see. I still think confidently Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in that division. We will definitely see how the season goes. And hopefully for Stafford's sake, Greg is actually right. Now, we mentioned earlier throughout these couple of these teams, Julio Jones was on the phone, Shannon Sharp, and he was like, yo, I'm out of here. I'm not going to be in Atlanta anymore, which, by the way, might cause Fox Sports to be sued because there's a law in California about that, and it's too long to say. But basically, they might get sued for that conversation because Julio Jones, from all reports, did not know he was on live TV. Shout out to Shannon Sharp for getting the information, but this might actually end up a lawsuit to Fox. Where are some possible teams and destinations that you think Julio Jones would fit with best? I know you mentioned Green Bay, but one of the issues that's coming up with Green Bay is the salary cap issue of trying to get Julio Jones there. Throw some teams out there that y'all think would actually be able to get him and would be a good fit.
I think New England. I mean, that's one that really sticks out. They've done this before. You know, Randy Moss years ago. They went out and got him, and look how that turned out. I mean, they lost to the Giants. I'll give him that. But he put up elite stats. They were the best team in the league that year. So why not try it again? You don't have a number one receiver on this team. They went out and got a bunch of number 3 receivers, depth pieces. And, I mean, this would honestly be a great move for Mac Jones if you're going to go with him. I mean, don't give me that look just because, well, let me double back because apparently Cam might be top 10 this year. But he could help Cam out this year too, help him reach that next level.
Star.
Dad, I just made a face because I'm like, yo. So we can say that, all right, Jimmy G is going to be the quarterback for 1 year. But Cam, Cam not even going to play this year. It's going to be Mac Jones automatically.
I'm saying Cam Newton's going to start this year. So why not go after one of the best receivers in the league and try to help him out even more, you know, cover up some of those weaknesses? Because let's be frank, he's not the best passer in the league. So if you can make it a little easier, get him an elite receiver, then do that. But that would also help out Mac Jones down the road because he still has 3 years left on that contract. So I think that you can't go wrong with picking the Patriots. And another team, dark horse, I like is the Colts. They're a team that, if you look at them, they won 11 games last year with Phillip Rivers and with T.Y. Hilton as your best receiver. So they have a solid receiving core right now, but imagine you add Julio Jones, you have T.Y. in the slot, Michael Pittman, and you got Carson Wentz back in that run-pass offense that he played in Philadelphia. So now that changes that team a lot. That makes them a Super Bowl contender. And there's no problems with that Colts team. The defense is really good already. Offensive line is elite. So why not take a shot? You got draft capital. This is the time to go after it right now.
CJ. So Miles already mentioned Colts and Pats. Any other teams coming to your mind that Julio Jones would be able to help out and actually be able to get there?
Yeah, I think he'd be a good fit for the Titans. I mean, they only have A.J. Brown, and he could be that perfect replacement for Corey Davis, who, again, for the past 2 years has been a heavy part of their offense and has produced when he was there. Julio Jones is a great NFL player, right? But he's getting up there in age too. He's gonna hit a point where, and I'm not saying it's gonna be this season, but he's gonna hit a point where his production level is gonna go down, just like it happened with AJ Green. They both came in the same draft class, I believe, too. And AJ Green's already hit his decline, right, due to injuries and whatnot. And we saw a little bit of decline in performance last year from Julio Jones too. So It'll be interesting to see how much of a factor he is this year, regardless of what team he goes to. But I can definitely see him fitting in with the Titans. Ryan Tannehill, good quarterback that can definitely get him the ball. But Miles, I love that Colts pick that you just had. I mean, you broke that down perfectly.
G baby, Mr. Hot Takes. Where Julio going?
Titans make a lot of sense. I think
Say he gonna say the Giants.
No. The Giants have baby Julio already. They have Kenny Galladay. They don't need it. They have the same. They have a receiver that does a lot of those same type of things. So I'm not really worried about it. And if y'all want to laugh and all that stuff, I call him baby Julio. Go watch Julio play. Go watch Julio's highlights, and then go watch Kenny Galladay's highlights, and then talk to me after that. Don't say a word to me until you do that. I'm sure they gonna have something to say to me, but they ain't watched. They ain't even seen Kenny Galladay play. Regardless, the Giants aren't in the play for him, but I would say the Titans make a lot of sense. You get a 2 receiver set with him and AJ Brown, and you're in really good shape. Especially since you already lost Corey Davis, you can trade for him, and the Titans are a team that needs to win a championship like now. Like, this is their time, like this is their window, so that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, Green Bay would be amazing, but Green Bay isn't going to do that. They're run like a small market team. They don't really care about winning over there to that extent, and they're not going to spend out of their way. I actually think another place that he could be a good fit would be the 49ers. I think the 49ers would be a nice little spot for him. I think he goes there, he plays, you get him. He helps out Jimmy Garoppolo this year, big time. They might win a Super Bowl off of that. That might be a Super Bowl week, and you will get him there for the future. Build with him there for the future. You have him with Trey Lance forward. That's a great move for them. So I can see that. There's a lot of teams in the NFL that could use him. But I also think that a guy as good as Julio Jones is, he's gonna dictate where he wants to go. The 2 teams you're seeing the most, the Patriots and the Titans. So he'll end up one of those 2 places, unless a dark horse like the 49ers, who are very appealing, come up out of nowhere. Even the Rams can make a push for him. Who's their number one great receiver?
The Ravens have a shot at getting him.
Ravens could push for him, but I think you got Bateman. And the Ravens have been a little bit. They don't operate that way. Like, they don't really spend big money from what I can remember. I don't really remember a time when the Ravens went out and spent big money. They let Matthew Judon walk, and he made big money. Like, I don't really remember a time they're going to do that for Lamar Jackson. Yes, but and we'll see. But I think they will. I mean, it makes sense. But I don't think that they're going to go out and make a splashy move like that. That's not really their style. Obviously, if the Cowboys didn't get embarrassed on national TV, they would try to go get him, because that's the Cowboys. That's what they do. They're all in this for the headlines, and that's why they suck. But that's not going to happen, obviously, because Julio doesn't want to go there. So I think the 49ers are a good spot. Titans are the most likely spot, and the Pats are another likely spot too, as well.
Just alluding to what CJ said about Julio last season, he only played 9 games. In those 9 games, 51 catches and 771 yards with 3 touchdowns. Now, he only played 9 games. I think it was a couple little nagging injuries last year. In your opinion, only 9 games, 51 catches, 771. Do y'all think Julio actually is slowing down a little bit?
I don't know.
Hell no.
I don't think so. I think he got tired of playing Matt Ryan.
If you look at it, if you average that out, that's still 85 yards a game, which, I mean, that's a down year for him, but not many receivers in the league are averaging that much game in and game out. So,
and that's fair too. When I say decline, that's exactly what I mean. It's a down year for Julio. It's not the Julio that we're used to seeing, right? Yeah. But again, nine games, and like Miles said, you average out 700 yards, 700 whatever the number was for yards. I mean, that's still pretty damn good.
Right, transition into flag on the play, we'll definitely see where Julio ends up at. It's dang near, honestly, any team can use Julio and his talents. It's just a matter of fact he still has a contract with 3 years left and the money. That's the biggest thing that they're going to have to try to line up and set up for Julio Jones. Flag on the play, accept or decline. If y'all want to talk on the topic, if y'all have anything to say on it, possible Soulja Boy Bow Wow versus. Are y'all tuning into that?
Yes.
Only because of Soulja Boy, honestly, because I feel like he's hilarious.
Bow Wow got some stuff in his chamber though. I feel like Bow Wow slept on. I would tune in the book.
He gonna play Shorty Like Mine, and
that song go crazy. He should win off that. That song go crazy. Shorty Like Mine, bro.
Nah, it do.
It does. Soulja Boy got them dancing songs.
Get that shit me, Miles.
Oh man, what is it? Shorty Like Mine is the one with Sierra?
Nah, that's Like
Nobody Like You, something like that, right?
Yeah,
that's Like You.
Yeah, he can't play that song. Second one. Yeah, you smiling, you know why, Greg. He can't play that.
You can see Russell Wilson tune in, tune out.
Real quick. Second one, and the last one for the Flag on the Play segment. Savannah James, Mrs. James, LeBron James's queen, wife, prevented LeBron from going to the Knicks. Accept or decline?
I love it.
You're real with that.
Get yourself a smart, beautiful black queen who does not make you let you make stupid mistakes in your career, bro. I do think that if LeBron had gone to the Knicks, that they would have been successful. I do think that. I really do. I think they would have been good. I think, and you know what's so funny is like all the Knicks fans now have so much malice and hate in their heart for this man because he didn't go there, because they were really hoping they really thought he was gonna go there. The year he went to Miami, they really thought in 2013 that man was going to end up in a Knicks jersey, bro. Like, they cleared space. They did all these machinations. Knicks fans were talking about it. It was all in the papers, and he didn't end up going. And all I hear now from Knicks fans is how much they don't like LeBron James. I think it's so funny. But
Knicks fans you be talking to, they
a lot of Knicks fans I know don't like LeBron for that reason. They really thought he was coming here. And I remember being in high school, that was like all I heard. That was where people thought he was going. When he did the decision. That was fast. When he did the decision, they really thought he was going to announce he was going to the Knicks. That's what they thought. So I thought he was going to Miami from the jump. But regardless, that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, according to Brian Windhurst on his podcast, he said, we heard that LeBron wanted to come to New York, and he had really good sources about this. He was thinking about coming to New York, but that his wife wanted to be in Los Angeles, wanted the kids to go to school in LA, and that just kiboshed the whole thing.
Hold on. I usually listen to that podcast. I didn't realize they were talking about his most recent free agency. I thought they were talking about the one back in 2013.
Most recent.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow, he was considering going to the Knicks too.
Damn,
wow.
He was in shambles at that point. I'm glad he didn't go, because who knows what would have happened. But
what? Yo, what is he talking about? what he just said?
I'd rather get it out the mud like we doing right now than
stop it.
Do it.
This is why I can't stand Knicks fans, yo. This is why I can't stand Knicks fans.
You too.
Are you crazy? Are you telling me you would rather have Julius Randle than LeBron James right now?
No, of course not. But what are we talking about? We're talking about he didn't want to come. This is like a movie.
No.
This happened a couple years ago. We're in 2021. We're talking about 2018.
Don't do that. No. Hold on. We're talking about Bron saying after he left Cleveland, when Cleveland got their butt kicked by the Warriors because they had nothing around him, in 2018 when he chose to go to the Lakers, he was considering going to the Knicks. He wanted to go to the Knicks. His wife just didn't want to go. So he loves his wife. He chose not to go to the Knicks, but he wanted to go there. Are you telling me you wouldn't want Bron on your team? You're happy with it?
I would want him on my team, but at the same time, at that time, the front office was in shambles. So there's no way to know he would have won a championship here or not. Like, LeBron's the greatest of all time, but he can't take every team to the finals. He can't win a championship with every team. So there'd be more pressure on him over here than LA.
It would have been the same thing though. If he went to the Knicks, when he went to the Lakers, they weren't a championship, right? They weren't a championship team. He went there knowing AD was coming a year later. He knew it was already in the works. They're both with Clutch. He knew it was a signed deal before it was ever done. He would have gone to the Knicks and y'all would have got AD. and it would have been y'all would have been y'all would have won a championship. It would have been you guys in the bubble winning the ring. The Knicks.
I don't know. AD a little injury prone.
Are you yo?
Ooh,
don't.
This is a perfect transition.
No, it's not. It's not.
Injury prone.
It's really not though, because he's saying he's on some crazy. Yo.
Oh no! It's a perfect transition because we got to talk about who we're going.
I know we have to talk about that, but I'm also saying, bro, like, this is wild to me because like are you really saying, yo, AD and LeBron would have won y'all a championship last year? Last year y'all would have won.
But he's saying no, he's injury prone. Who's to say that he would have been there last year?
Bro, you can't even go off that. Last year the guy played a full season and played his best season in the NBA.
It wasn't
because he was in a Lakers jersey that happened.
It was in the bubble, you know. They had those nice polished floors in Disney World. So
okay,
no, he might have hurt himself at MSG.
We can move on. This is why Knicks fans don't deserve anything good. This is why. Right here. This conversation is why Knicks fans deserve nothing nice. This is why.
Not why at all.
Hawks and 6. This is why. This is why, yo. You hear this? Yo, who are you to question AD's great? Who are you to talk about AD's injury prone? Who are you to do that? What do you have? What if the Knicks go for anything?
Is he not injury prone?
Huh?
Is he not injury prone?
That's your concern?
Is that my concern? Is that a real question?
To be picky. The Knicks fans don't get to be picky.
No, go ahead.
Knicks fans don't get to be picky, Miles. No, they don't.
So basically, you're saying the Knicks is the ugly kid at school that has suspenders, and if he gets the chance to go to prom, it should just be okay.
25 years of just terrible basketball in New York, and you got a Knicks fan on here telling me right now, oh, I don't know about one AD's injury. Are you crazy? Yo, am I bugging right now? Please tell me. Someone tell me. Yo, am I crazy? Did the Knicks do something recently that I don't remember?
There'll be other guys. We fine. We good.
There'll be other guys?
Yes. What?
Oh, wow. This is wow. You're not getting a player better than AD. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, once KD's contract comes up, he could just walk over to.
Because he wanted to go there so badly the first time. You saw that worked out the first time for you guys, and y'all were so sure he's gonna go there. Y'all thought Kyrie and him were gonna go there. Y'all thought y'all were gonna get Zion too. Look how it worked out.
I didn't want Kyrie for these exact reasons that we're seeing.
KD was the loudest one. He had the loudest disrespect for the Knicks. It wasn't even Kyrie coming at y'all like that. It was KD saying, "Why would I go there? Why?"
Hold up. I'm not mad though, because y'all are at the bottom of the totem pole in New York. You see that
because you see, this is why the Knicks suck. Because the amount of fans, the headlines matter more than actually winning basketball games. Yo, they're talking about, how does it feel like Derrick Rose is the most popular player in New York? How's about Derrick Rose is down 0-1 in the playoff series to the Hawks right now? We winning. We up by 40 right now. You think I care about New York? I don't care. Y'all can have New York. I don't want New York. We got Jersey. We got Brooklyn. I'm straight. I don't care.
There's going to be a 6-word write-up in the Daily News about the Nets tomorrow night.
I could care less. As it is, no one reads newspapers anymore anyways. So that's all BS. You don't read no paper, Miles. You're not 40.
For those people who do, they don't see the Nets anywhere.
Because we care so much about their opinions. We all do.
Well, you're getting hot right now, so I think it might.
No, I'm hot right now because I'm hot right now because he acting like Knicks fans. Like
Dougie Levain is
no, mighty for what? Are you crazy? Oh, I wouldn't take AD's injury prone. You don't have a choice. There's no whatever y'all get, y'all take. That's what it is. Please tell me I'm wrong.
Transitioning the blame game. Lakers lost game 1. Who do you put more of the blame on? AD or LeBron James or somebody else? Me personally, I put all the blame on Anthony Davis. 5 of 16, 13.7 boards, while DeAndre Ayton got busy. 21 points, only missed 1 shot, and had 16 boards. It's on AD head, bro.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And the reason it's on AD's head is it's okay to have a bad game, right? But the risk you run when you have a bad game like that, now you gave this man DeAndre Ayton false confidence. Now he coming into tonight's game thinking, I own you. And you know why he thinks that? because now the media has been talking about it all week, has gassed him up, made him seem like he's God. You let DeAndre Ayton do this to you? And DeAndre Ayton, he's no idiot, right? He knows he's not better than AD. In the back of his head, he knows that. But now he's like, I can compete with AD. When really you can't. Because AD's coming back mad tonight, knowing that he messed up the other night and that the loss is on his head for only getting 13 points. And at the same time, DeAndre Ayton's thinking, all right, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to compete with him. And if DeAndre Ayton has any ounce of sense, he's also thinking, I'm not better than AD, but I got to play as well as I did the other night and compete like I am. So, I mean, that's the problem that I have with AD in this situation, because now you kind of poke the bear a little bit for DeAndre Ayton, because even though these reporters were giving him that false confidence, hyping him up, it was also kind of like a little shot at him in a way too. And I'm sure DeAndre Ayton knows that, right? He knows he was getting them shots. So for me personally, I would take that personal, because now I got to prove to these reporters who were saying, like, you let DeAndre Ayton do this to you? Now I got to prove to those reporters that, like, hey, man, hold on. Put some respect on my name. I could really play with AD. So now you know, Greg is over here smiling because he knows it's true. He know that DeAndre Ayton going to come hard tonight, and that just makes AD's job harder. Now, AD's, we know what he can do. We know he's super talented. But for them to go ahead and be successful tonight, obviously LeBron got to continue to do what he's doing. But AD needs to stop doing those fadeaway jumpers, and he needs to go at dudes. He needs to own DeAndre Ayton in the paint and stop shooting these little fadeaway jumpers.
Greg, as the coach on the show, you see plenty of times where it's a team that you should beat, your star player does not play up to par. What do you say? What do you do in a situation like this where AD played like that? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm under the assumption that you think most of the blame is on AD, correct?
I think most of the blame is on AD. I think that I also would say that Bron historically loses game ones, and that people overreacting to it shouldn't do that. LeBron calls the game one of any playoff series a feel-out game. He said it a million times. And in game twos, his stats are crazy. I mean, like 40-point triple-double type crazy. So I expect a big game from him tonight. So I know what to expect. AD too. I mean, AD did the same thing last year in the playoffs. The only knock on AD is this for me, like the injuries. So yes, reasonable concern for anybody. He's gotten hurt throughout his career. Unless you're a Knicks fan, then you shouldn't be concerned about it because you have no right. But or any other of these bottom feeder teams in the NBA. But the reality is, if we're talking about him, he's had this issue since he's been in the NBA. He comes and goes. And it's all on him. It's all on AD. He's not aggressive enough, and not aggressive in the way like where you're taking up shots. Yeah, 16 shots isn't even enough for him. By the way, he should be getting 20 plus shots a night, guaranteed. But he should get half of them right underneath the basket. He should be burying DeAndre Ayton under the basket. And it's so crazy. To all people who don't listen to the Bench Mile podcast, all people who out there watching First Take every morning or watching First Things First or whatever, stop watching them, bro. Stop, because they don't know basketball. I heard Max Kellerman say this morning that DeAndre Ayton is stronger than Anthony Davis. Like, he's stronger. Like, he made it about his physical stature. He made it seem like Anthony Davis could not have his way that night because he made it about DeAndre Ayton imposing his will. And that is just wrong. Like, AD just does this. Like, he falls in love with his jump shot. That's the problem. He's too much finesse and not enough like gritty. Let's get down there. Let's dominate this game. Because when he played that way, there's no one in the NBA that can stop him. There's no one. There's not a single player in the NBA that can guard Anthony Davis. Because usually what happens is he plays inside. He plays inside out. When he gets those buckets on the inside, he gets those easy dunks, the put-back dunks. I shouldn't have to run plays for Anthony Davis. Give me 20 rebounds and go dunk it every single time you get the ball. When he does that, then the outside jump shots start to fall. It all comes together. And that's when you see those 40-point, 20-rebound nights that he has, and he's done it plenty of times in his career. So, yeah, it's all in AD's head. Like, he needs to be – I think he just needs a kick in the butt, to say it nicely. I think a guy like Bron will do that for him. Bogo will do that for him. He has guys in the locker room that will do that. So I have no concerns with the Lakers' loss at all. I know I wasn't the question. I have no concerns. But if you're going to blame somebody, you got to blame AD for it. Even though Bron didn't play well.
Miles, your take on that first game with AD?
I mean, it was tough to watch. He wasn't aggressive, settling for jump shots. He wasn't down there rebounding. So it's like, what are you really doing right now? Like he just plays soft. He doesn't want to hear people saying that. Well, he didn't say that. He said, I don't care if people say I'm soft or whatnot. But I mean, let's face it, you were soft in game one. Now your team's down 1-0, and you got to get one before you go back to LA. You can't lose this game. It could be a quick one if you let them take home court this early. I mean, so we'll see. Like, AD's so talented. Like, when he's healthy, he's a top 5 player in the league. But, I mean, guy threw a ball off his foot last game, and I thought he was about to have to be carried off the court. I was so confused. I'm like, damn, all he did was kick the ball. You look like you just stepped on somebody's foot. So, I don't know. Those injuries that he's dealt with all season, they could be lingering. He could be playing through stuff. But at this point, everybody's playing through something. Like, this has been a long season, one with very limited rest in between games. So everybody's at the same point right now. So you've had a little more rest than everybody else, sitting on the bench, dressing in your Dior suits and Jordan brand sneakers. So I need something from you tonight. You need to come back. Like, Chris Paul, he got a nerve issue in the first game. So we'll see how he comes out this game. But AD's got to come out aggressive from the jump. Like, that's what he's got to do.
I think something that you just said, most would agree with, but I would disagree with. You said he's a top 5 player in the league when healthy. He's a top 5 talent, I believe, in the league when healthy. Top 5 player, something separate, because as Greg said, we get 25, 20, and 4 blocks one game. Then AD might give you 13, and he might have a game like game one. I think I'm in complete agreement. From day one, I've never shied away from saying this. AD to me is just, he falls in love with that jump shot too much. And the thing is, you're not Steph Curry, my nigga. You're not Steph Curry. So Steph Curry can shoot 3-pointers and then go in the paint because he's a shooter. You have the ability to shoot, but you should not be starting off the game 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. DeAndre Ayton can't guard you. When they got the switches, Mikal Bridges can't guard you. Nobody on that team could guard you. You're doing fadeaway jump shots. It's the most frustrating thing watching AD play because, as we have said, everybody has said, the most talented probably player in the league, 6'11", and he decides to shoot jumpers as if he's Curry. Like, we all know he grew up, he was mainly a guard. He got the growth spurt. I think he still thinks he's back here in middle school. You're not a guard, my boy. Get down there in the paint, wreak havoc because nobody's messing with you. Literally, nobody's messing with him. And I agree with Chris. DeAndre Ayton knows he is not better than AD. But that boy got confidence going into the game too. Like, I can compete with him now. And this is where, my opinion, of course, fine. Bronze teams don't really win game ones, yada, yada, yada. That's all great. You're supposed to let these jokers know, y'all a bunch of young boys. We're going to set it, put our foots on your neck game one, let y'all know. And we ain't having it. Straight like that. That's how I think the game should have been approached. And especially with AD, we know how LeBron plays. AD, I think this year is going to have to do more, being that they're at the 7th seed. This is not like last year in the playoffs where they kind of can just cruise control all the way over there. They could take games off and still win. They're the 7th seed. This is a long, long road for them. And as you said, if they lose tonight, I think the Lakers still are a championship contender team. They lose tonight, you might as well forget it. Because they down 0-2, they can still win the series, but just think about that. If they down 0-2 and they got to go to 7 games this first round, with right now an AD that might be injured, a LeBron that's not fully healthy, who has admitted he's not fully healthy, 7 games, And then next round, they probably gonna have to go to 7 games too. Nah. If they keep winning and they at 7 games, I don't know. You might not be able to beat a Brooklyn team if you gotta play 21 games to get to the finals.
All right.
That's where it's a cause for concern. Last topic, last segment. Most impressive playoff opener. We had some pretty big games from players like Devin Booker, John Morant, Dylan Brooks, Trae Young, DeAndre Ayton, who had their first taste of playoff experience, and they balled out. Who was the most impressive to y'all?
I think Devin Booker. I mean, it was just like his first game going up against the defending champs, and he drops 34, 7, and 8, and he looked comfortable. It didn't look like it was his first game. It looked like he'd been there for years, and nobody could guard him. So I think Devin Booker, he had the most impressive. I could say Trae Young, but I think that Devin Booker, honestly, was the best young guy coming in with his first game that he played the best. I could be hating on Trae Young too, but I'm gonna rock with Devin Booker.
No, I agree with you. I was gonna say Devin Booker as well. I mean, the comfortability aspect of it, yes, but for Devin Booker to come in first time playoff experience, right, and to do it like you said against the defending champs, like the competition doesn't get any bigger than that, especially the team that people have pegged to win this year too, to come in there and put up 34 like it's easy. Again, doesn't get better than that. I was gonna say for Trae Young, yeah, Trae Young had a good performance, but like we expected this from Trae Young. We didn't expect him to struggle, no offense, Miles, against the Knicks. Right? At the end of the day, you know, they're the Knicks and the competition isn't as steep for a guy like him. But no, Devin Booker has certainly found his niche in the league. The one thing that stinks when you think about it is his opportunity is gonna, you know, always fall short as long as LeBron is there, right? So if they don't make it out of this series, then, you know, for Devin Booker, you know, the only thing that he can look to is next year. And then if it's the same situation, you know, you're just continuously looking to the next year, and at some point he gonna end up going to the East, ducking that smoke.
Greg, question is, who had the most impressive playoff opener? Devin Booker, John Morant, Dylan Brooks, Trae Young, DeAndre Ayton. Your two co-hosts have said so far they're going with Devin Booker.
I'm going with Trae Young or Dylan Brooks, one of the two. You could pick either one. I think Trae Young. I'll lean Trae Young because the Knicks play great defense. First of all, they're great. That's why they're here. So it wasn't easy what he did, and it's even harder with it being your first playoff performance, and then you go out and you hit a game winner against the Knicks at MSG in your first playoff performance. That's absurd. That takes a special kind of player to do that. So yeah, I'm going Trae Young. That was different. And then to talk to the crowd, to be that comfortable in that hostile of an environment, to be that comfortable that early on, that's special. So Trae Young for me probably gets to Dylan Brooks a second. Dylan Brooks is second on my list for that though. D-Book is amazing, but I expect that from D-Book. D-Book will give anybody a bucket. I'm not surprised he did that.
Yeah, I'm going with Trae Young. Me too. First game, you're in Madison Square Garden, and I have to say, I'm sure, Miles, you could attest to this, and Greg, I'm sure you could attest to this also. Chris definitely can attest to this. I don't know if Greg will admit it, but MSG, that game one, that was the most playoff type atmosphere that we've seen like since the pandemic has hit, because we obviously didn't get to see that in the bubble.
15,000 fans.
So for your first Spike Lee there, Tracy Morgan jumping up and down, who never had his mask on the whole game, by the way. Did not put his mask on the whole game. But to have your first game have to be at MSG, and this is 15,000 fans, the most fans that was at a playoff game so far. You're in there, it's an up and down game the whole time, close game. And to do what you did and hit the game winner, it's like the J. Cole song. It's like sometimes you got to show people to let them know who the real is and who isn't. And real talk, we know Frank ain't the real. Tom messed up on that.
I love the fact that they have Frank on him in the last play too, because all you heard was, "Oh, they're gonna put Frank on. They're gonna put Frank on. They're gonna put Frank." All I heard was Frank from Knicks fans. Frank this, Frank that. He put him on in the last play. He put him on the floor for the last play of the game. They went high screen and roll. They blew the screen up like you're supposed to. The Knicks did everything right, except he blew right past Frank. He actually attacked Frank, got right past him, right to the middle of the floor, put that patented floater up, went in the basket. Yo, Trae Young by far, bro. That was extremely impressive. That's different. That's the first performance on the road, MSG. Yo, his dad was crying, rightfully so. That was my son. I'd be crying too. I'd be so proud of him. That's incredible. Trae Young, bro.
Yeah. Lou Will told him, do not pass that ball. Like I said, he was on his J. Cole because you just got to sometimes let him know who you really is, man. But we definitely got to give a shout out before we close out the show. So John Morant, Dillon Brooks both got business. They both got. Donovan Mitchell came out, got that, they didn't let me play game one. How do y'all see this series going out? Do you see Memphis possibly actually being able to beat them? Because everybody was saying, Steph Curry and Golden State would have been a better series to watch. But I was locked in from the beginning of the game to the end of the game watching that game because Dillon Brooks, he having a nice coming out party, letting y'all know I'm not just a defender. And John Morant, we know. John Morant down the course of that game. Pick and roll, floater. Float the game. They can't stop it. How do y'all see this series going?
I think it's Jazz in 6, honestly. I think that with Donovan Mitchell coming back, that's going to reinvigorate this team. They were number 1 this year for a reason, and they stayed number 1 with him out. But now you get your best player back. Now these guys can be a little more confident. Jordan Clarkson doesn't have to do too much anymore. We'll see what happens. That's my pick. That's what I think.
Nah, you're probably right. I just made a face because we talked about this and alluded to this about Jordan Clarkson. We definitely talked about it. Playoff time. What Clarkson are we going to see? And great, 6th man of the year. He got the award. But to throw out his stat line, we can't get on AD. Obviously, they're not the same player, but Jordan Clarkson, 5 for 16, 0 for 8 from 3-point with 14 points.
No, I told you so.
Him and AD
told you so.
Same numbers.
I told you so. Differences. We know what AD about to go do tonight. I don't think Jordan Clarkson's gonna. I told you so. With him, I see him in the playoffs before. He's a volume shooter, and in the playoffs it's just different. They force you to do things that you're not that good at. It's just different in the playoffs. So, and that's what makes these guys like Trae Young and John Morant and these guys so impressive because they scouted for you. Like they were really game planning to try to stop the best things you do, and you still couldn't stop them. I think Donovan Mitchell probably makes this series. It tilts it in the Jazz's favor. Without him, they would definitely lose the series because they just go 1-5 screen and roll and let John Morant and Dillon Brooks just go cook. That's it. And Rudy Gobert, everyone's fake defensive player of the year. He can't guard in space, so it gets really easy going downhill for these guys. That's the reason why. But I'd say that Mitchell makes the series a 7. I think it'll be a 7-game series. Funny as it is, I think it will. I think John Morant is here. I think he's here, and Dillon Brooks is here too. So this is not going to be an easy series for them. But no one really took the Jazz that seriously to begin with. So this is par for the course.
Yeah, I think also the thing that we're going to have to look out for next year before we close off the show. John Morant, Dillon Brooks keep playing like this. When we talk about the best duos, the best backcourts, they're definitely going to have to be in that conversation next year. Dillon Brooks is more than a defender. John Morant, he's one of the most clutch players, and he's only 2-3 years in. And I know why Greg is smiling because he's said John Morant is like 50 times better than Barrett. So we're not going to compare those stats.
We wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, that was just utterly stupid. I texted a Knicks fan after the game. I said, yo, you want to take back that dumb – I can't even say what I said. Like, you want to take that the dumb stuff you said to me the other day about RJ being in the conversation with Javi because that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Yo, Knicks fans, go to sleep, bro. Hey, when this next game here, they could very well win it. That home court advantage is crazy, but they don't have an answer for Trae, bro. What's the answer for Trae?
They better win it because they go down 0-2. Go to ATL, they getting swept. I still have the Knicks winning. My concern before we close out, my concern though, we see Julius Randle game 1. I think with some playoff jitters. I think he was, still trying to figure it out. If he's not playing well, it can't just be D Rose getting buckets for them. They need somebody else to step forward. And I can't honestly, Alec Burks, I can't see him having a game like that.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I picked the Hawks. I don't think they have enough firepower to compete with the Hawks and keep scoring. They just don't. Like, where is it going to come from?
That's the thing where I still have faith because their defense, they only lost by Trae Young hitting a game winner. And Julius Randle did not play well. Julius Randle plays well. That's a Knicks win.
Reggie Bullock didn't even hit a 3. He didn't hit a 3. What?
Reggie Bullock? You shouldn't be relying on Reggie Bullock in the playoffs.
I'm not relying on him, but he's been clutch all season.
No,
6 for 23. So our best player has his worst game. Reggie Bullock doesn't play well. Elfrid Payton is Casper the ghost out there, and we lose by 2.
Look at the names you just listed that you're relying on in the playoffs to give you big buckets. This ain't the regular season, bro. That's not it. The Hawks are better. They're more talented than you guys are. You understand that, right? The Hawks are more talented. John Collins, Bogdanovich, Trae Young, the rookie they have. Why am I forgetting his name, man? Huh? They got mad guys. Cam Reddish. They have guys who can come in and get a bucket and help them score some points. Like, yo, it's okay. You guys got here. This is cool. Enjoy it. Enjoy MSG.
I'm not even gonna say anything when they win the series. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna just look at Greg. I'm gonna be like, yo,
they're not gonna win the series, bro. It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, yo,
it's all right. It's all right, Knicks fans. Guys, come on. Like, it's okay. You guys got here. I was in your shoes. I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed the ride.
If you would have played better,
it's okay.
If you would have played better defense on that last play on Trae Young, then we wouldn't even be talking about this.
But he didn't because he can't. What are we talking about? Trae Young's just better than him. Come on, man. Like, it's okay. Just enjoy the moment, guys. Enjoy it, please. Hey, this is a message, please. There's got to be a clip. This is a message to Knicks fans. Just enjoy it. It's okay. You guys are here. This is dope. Y'all have been asked forever. Why are we not just enjoying the fact that y'all are here? You guys are fans in MSG in June, guys. This is really cool. Like, y'all never thought this would happen this year. Just be happy about it. It's cool, guys. Like, for real. Why are we making? Why?
We overreacting to one game? That's what we're doing. No, the series is over after one game.
Well, I mean,
no, because it's human nature.
This is a 2-game series.
It's human nature.
Greg has said this before the playoffs even started.
I've been saying this forever. Knicks fans been talking in my ear, talking about, oh my God, we're better than the Heat. Oh my God, we're better than them. We're better than this. No, you're not. You're just here. Enjoy it, guys. You had a good year. Everything went right. Y'all got hot. In sports, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
In sports, it's gonna happen.
I love it.
It happens. It's okay.
Hate it all season. We here right now.
I've been giving the Knicks credit all year, though. I've been giving the Knicks credit all year, though.
No, it's backhanded compliments from you.
Backhanded compliments. No, when the Nets were here in the same position, bro, I said the same thing about the Nets. I was saying the same thing. I was saying the same thing. I was even keeled, bro. I expected to lose to the Sixers. It's okay. It's okay, yo. Like, just enjoy the fact y'all here.
Yo,
this ain't regular for you guys.
You ain't got to get ready. I'm waiting on Tone for the drop. I'm waiting on Tone.
Hey, you trying to get out of here, bro. Look at this.
Out of here. This is no.
We gonna talk about. We definitely gonna talk about that Heat Bucks series, because Greg might have to do some recanting on that. But y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready, and that includes y'all Miami. We out. Peace.